Hey everyone, welcome. Oh, welcome. Really excited for this call. If this is your first wellness workshop that you're hopping on, welcome and thank you for joining. We do these every single week and they are so informative, so fun, and I think they're just full of inspiration to just live a better, healthier, more vibrant life. And I think that really is our ultimate goal. So we have a guest tonight. Her name is Jessica. She's the beautiful one here on screen in the floral. But we are so excited to have her because her story is absolutely amazing. So she has lost over 100 pounds using our BODi programs and products, but she's been able to keep that off for 5 years. And I think that really just is a good testament to how amazing our programs and products are. We're not all about quick fixes. And I'm sure as she'll share in her story, she probably didn't lose it overnight either. This was, years, I'm going to assume, of weight loss and ups and downs and highs and lows. But the thing is, what we offer is change and possibility, but we also offer a sustainable solution. And Jessica said to me that she's been able to create such amazing habits over these past 5 years using the BODi programs and products. So Jessica, let's get started. So we're going to keep this like super informal. Also, if you're on live and you have any questions for Jessica, you can go ahead and put them in the chat and we'll quickly, go over those as well. But if there is anything that you're just like really wanting to know about her story or how she did this, go ahead and put it in the chat. But I would love to hear from you, Jessica. What was life like prior to your weight loss journey? Like, what was really what led to you deciding, like, I've got to change?
Yeah, so I had four children in 5 years. And unlike Megan, I did not have healthy pregnancies. I gained the majority of my weight while pregnant and assumed just because I was breastfeeding that the weight was just going to fall off, which wasn't the case at all. I actually continued to put on more weight. And so prior to starting, I'll tell you, it's so funny. Like, I hated exercising. I can remember looking my husband in the face and telling him, I will never exercise. Like, I would just, because back in the day, whenever I wanted to lose weight, I would always do Weight Watchers. But the thing about Weight Watchers is once you get pregnant, you get dropped like a hotcake. Like, you're discharged from their program and their services. And the thing about it was I was really great at like losing and gaining 25 pounds. Like, I was definitely in that cycle of like sign up for Weight Watchers, lose 25 pounds, stop counting points, and the weight would come right back. And it was just a constant, just a cycle of losing and gaining the same 25 pounds, but never really making any headway on the 100 pounds I wanted to release. As for the extra 100 pounds, it absolutely impacted me in every single way. And you do not realize it when you're carrying that extra weight, how it affects every area of your life. Like, I was embarrassed to go out in public, often comparing myself to my friends who had children and were able to bounce back. I can remember like nothing in my closet fitting me. And like, I felt overwhelmed. And I felt like the only way I could do it was to count points. But the second I stopped, the weight would come back even faster. So I wasn't really like building a lifestyle. I was just letting somebody else dictate me, like, eat this, not that, and fall in these points and you'll be all good. But I wasn't all good. And it was definitely affecting like my relationships, especially with my spouse. He never made me feel like unloved or not beautiful. Like, my husband is wonderful. But I would definitely say, like, in those intimate moments, like, I felt embarrassed to be in my own body. So that was life before losing 100 pounds.
So when you decided, like, all right, something has to change, like, was there this like moment of, You know, they always talk about like a rock bottom moment, and I don't think necessarily everybody has to have that in order to make a change in their life. But did you have that sort of like defining moment that it was almost like the line was drawn in the sand and there was no going back?
I would say it wasn't really specifically a defining moment. It was just like a lot of things compiling over time, and things just falling into place. So I definitely, like, I had a group of friends. We were all pregnant at the same time, and they were all losing weight and they looked fantastic. And I remember thinking to myself, they're losing weight and I'm literally gaining weight. Like, I'm not even. And our church had done a couch to 5K program, and all my friends signed up for it. And I signed up for it too. And it was so ridiculously hard. I can remember like my hate for exercise just even leveled up even more. I can remember getting to my car and feeling like I was going to throw up. I remember feeling like my head was like, won't, because like I was trying to do something that my body wasn't physically ready to do. Um, and I can remember crying because I hated it so much. And so while I was out on one of those runs, one of those days, one of my friends had mentioned about how she had been strength training at home and she was using these Beachbody workouts. And I was like, oh yeah, we have that app. My husband signed up for it, never used it. And she had actually told me, she's like, well, you actually get a free coach with your account. I'm like, you do? I'm like, I never knew that. I just thought it was an app of workouts. And so things were kind of lining up. And so she plugged me in with her coach, and I got into one of her groups. And that was what I needed. Like, I needed the community piece, and I needed to be able to start at what my body was capable of doing. Cause at that point I was trying to do a 5K, like literally on race day, I ran 18-minute miles, and just, I walk faster than that now. Like, my pace is like a 16, 17-minute mile walking. But I mean, I was still proud that like I did the 5K. I was able to do the 5K, even if it was an 18-minute mile. But that was my running pace back then. And so I think it was just a lot of those little things, and just like, not liking how I felt, how I looked, not having energy to keep up with the kids, just constantly being tired. I had somebody at the grocery store ask me if I was pregnant, and I wasn't pregnant, like, at all. Like, I had been postpartum for like half a year. So I think it was just all those little things kind of chipping away at me. And even though I wasn't all gun ho in the beginning, like, I just started doing what I could with what I knew.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my question. Like, did you just go, okay, I'm like throwing everything out and I'm revamping my entire lifestyle? Or was it just like you started one little thing and you mastered that? Like, can you take us through what those like beginning days kind of looked like, as far as like what was your first starting point? Was it working out, or did you change your nutrition, or did you add something in?
So I had signed up for Weight Watchers, and it was right about the time that I started 21 Day Fix. So I got into my coach's group, and everyone was picking programs, and I kept hearing about this 21 Day Fix program. I did not follow the nutrition. So just to let you know, it was a lot of baby steps to get to where I was like all in. And I'm going to tell you, when I went all in, I got the craziest, most insane results that, like, I was blown away. So I initially started with 21 Day Fix. I was still trying to run with friends. I say run very loosely. And so when I was trying to commit to running 3 days a week, I remember I said, I'll do 21 Day Fix, but like I swapped out leg day, because in my mind, I'm like, oh, running is leg day, which, yes and no. Like, you want to strength train and lift weights to grow the muscle on your leg. But anyways, in my mind, that's what I thought. I'm like, oh, I'm already getting on a leg day with running. So I took that off the schedule. I took Pilates and yoga off the schedule, because I go to church on Sundays. I'm like, I don't have time for that on Sundays. And I took Pilates off and swapped it for a run day. So I wasn't per se like following the workout calendar as it was written. Like, I was subbing days out and doing the running thing. But after several rounds of that, like I started to feel more confident with exercising at home. And I remember like falling in love with 21 Day Fix. Like I love the trainer because I had a very negative mindset prior to this. Like my self-talk was so terrible.
Yes.
And makes me feel emotional, like just thinking back on like how terrible I was with my internal dialogue. And so during 21 Day Fix, you know, yes, you're getting a workout, you're getting tips on nutrition, but you're also being coached in your mindset. And so she was saying things that were like really resonating with me. And they're like one catchphrase, like I still say it to this day if I'm out running and I feel like quitting. And there was a line she said in 21 Day Fix, the original, where she's like, that quitting lasts a lifetime. Don't do it. And
Okay.
so like whenever I feel like quitting when something's hard, I just remind myself that quitting lasts a lifetime. Don't do it. And so it was when 80 Day Obsession came out. And just, you know, between that time and then, I'd been doing the workouts for a little over a year. And I was seeing some results for sure. I think I'd lost like maybe 60, 70 pounds, but it was when 80 Day Obsession came out that I decided I was going to do the workouts and I was going to follow the nutrition program. Because the thing that was happening was I literally lost, I think maybe somewhere between 40 and 60 pounds, but nobody could tell. Nobody could tell. I looked exactly the same in my midsection. My midsection never changed. Like I just had a really big stomach. And I remember when 80 Day Obsession came out and I told my coach, I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to follow the nutrition program that goes with it. Like I was so scared to step away from Weight Watchers because it was all I knew. But seeing other ladies in the group and seeing their success and seeing that they weren't perfect and they were still getting results, like I really needed to see that play out. It helped me so much with my mindset to realize that it didn't have to be all or nothing, and you'll probably screw up your nutrition program at least half a dozen times a week, but you can still make it work. And so I did 80 Day Obsession. I followed the containers to the T, and I actually hit like um, the 100-pound weight loss mark, like at the end of it. And I was just so proud of myself that day. I remember when I stepped on the scale and I looked down and I was like, oh my goodness, I hit 100 pounds. Like, I cannot believe this. And I remember in my mind, I kind of was like, what's next? What am I going to do? And I was like, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Like, I love it. I feel great. And like, I love what I'm doing. And so it was in that moment where I made that conscious decision that like, this doesn't even feel like that taxing anymore. Like this has become my lifestyle. This has become my habit. This has become second nature for me. And so, um, you know, I continued with that program. I will say I still had my struggles with Portion Fix. Anytime I do Portion Fix, I generally screw up my containers at least 10 times a week, maybe even a day. And then the nutrition program, To Be Mindset, came out. And I personally now follow the To Be Mindset program, and have been for years. And both nutrition programs are great. Like they both have their great points. And so that's been my experience. I'm still exercising to this day. I complete a program and I pick another one. I never get bored. There's always something to do. And I love it.
Well, first of all, congratulations on like hitting the 100-pound weight loss goal. I think that's like such an inspiring story, but I also love how you took us through that, you were kind of just like doing parts of the program, right? And I think that probably a lot of people can relate to that. I mean, even I can relate to that. It's like when we get started, it's almost too overwhelming to think of changing everything, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to do the workouts, or I'm just going to drink Shakeology, or I'm just going to follow the nutrition program. And, we kind of pick the thing that we're going to commit to, but we can't really commit to it all at once. And I think that's totally okay to start that way. But at some point, you do have to give yourself that little bit of a gut check. Like, okay, if I really want to do this, if I really want to get the results that I'm after, I am going to have to fully commit to the whole formula, the whole process. Um, Did you use any of our products to help you through that journey as well? Like, Shakeology's one of our biggest sellers that most of us use daily, Energize, Recover. Like, were any of those things really helpful for you during that?
Um, So I remember the first time my coach asked me if I would be interested in Shakeology because I was buying these like clearance, protein powders that were like made with soy and had all kinds of stuff in it. And she was like, "Oh, if you're into that, like, have you ever thought about taking Shakeology?" And then she told me the cost of a bag. I just about spit my drink out. I'm like, "Do people really spend that?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Like I almost had a heart attack. She goes, "Well, let me just send you a sample." And I'll let you know, I didn't love the products at first. She sent me a sample, and I'm such a cheapo. It was a packet of cafe latte Shakeology. I was like, I'm going to make this last 4 shakes. And so I used 1/4 of the bag with like 8 ounces of water, and it literally tasted like dirt. I was like, this is terrible. I'm like, I will never pay for that. But then it came time for me to renew my annual subscription. And, my coach had said, like, well, I know you had a bad experience with the Shakeology, but maybe like if you tried another flavor, you might like it. And so when I had started 80-day obsession, that was the first time I ever got a total solution package. Like I've never had never had Energize, never had Shakeology. I'd seen it, and then I looked at the price and just about had a heart attack and couldn't believe that people actually spend that. And so I got my package, and I will say through 80-day obsession, I did have Energize and I did have Shakeology and I did have Recover. Like I ended up during that process really falling in love with those products, because 80-day obsession has a pretty tight nutrition program that comes with it. And I remember really looking forward to my Shakeology and Recover because it literally felt like dessert. And so I will say when I completed 80-day obsession, I only stayed on Energize. But through my journey, as I've gotten to a healthy weight and a healthy BMI, I have added the supplements in. And I think for me back then, it was just a lack of education. Like I didn't understand the profound effect that it could have on my overall health. And so I am a Shakeology user. I use Recover, I use Energize. Those are my 3 favorite products. I love making desserts with it, like Shakeology mug cake reminds me of bread pudding. I like making energy bites. I don't particularly like to drink shakes. I like to eat my food. And so that's been a way for me to have a lot of the sweet treats that I want, like cosmic brownies by Little Debbie's, like making those with your Recover. And so it's been a vital part now for sure of like maintaining my weight loss in it. If I would have had more of a deeper understanding and education on it back then, and our budget allowed, I could see myself using it. So it was a journey to get to those products as well.
Yeah, I think everyone can relate to that too. Education around our products is so important, and understanding like why it's a higher price tag and why it is important and how it helps and how are the ingredients actually supporting us in our health and wellness journey, which is also why we wanted to do these wellness workshops too, is to start getting some more education out there about what we offer and our products and programs. I just have like a couple more questions, but did you ever feel like you had to give up all the things that you loved at all while you were going through this? Like, did you ever feel that like, oh, I'm never gonna have this again? Like how, you've done this for 5 years and maintained your weight loss. And I'm assuming you still enjoy the foods that you once did. So how have you been able to kind of transition them in a healthy way?
Yeah, so that right there is the key, transitioning them into a healthy way. And it's a process, like it's a journey to get there. Like I remember for the longest time, I was like the weekend self-sabotager. Like me and my husband would go out on date nights every Friday night, and I would order like the appetizer, the main course, and the dessert, and then get home and have like, finish strong. Let's eat another dessert. And so, it's been a gradual journey. I never felt deprived. Like I would have those things. And I think that's why the community aspect of the group like played a big role in me realizing it doesn't have to be all or nothing. Like we all have moments where we just say, forget it. And we maybe eat more than we had planned, or, the thing is just picking back up with your next meal. And I will say, like, To Be Mindset has helped me with that so much. Like, I've found ways to incorporate like things that I love in a healthy way. Like, I love candy bars. So something that I do is usually like once a week, I will make what's called a Wonder Whip. So you can take Shakeology or Recover, you mix it with Greek yogurt, and use whisk to mix it. And then like I might do like a mini Butterfinger and like crush it on top. And so like I'll do that to kind of like get a candy bar fix or whatever. And certainly, like, if it's my birthday and I want a whoopie pie and Chinese food, like I don't feel bad about it. If I'm on vacation, I actually don't follow any sort of nutritional theory on vacation. I eat whatever I want because the habits are already in place, that when I get home, I I pick up where I left off. I get back to normal life, eating my normal foods, and the weight literally falls off. Like, it's not, I don't have to do anything crazy. I don't have to do a detox or anything like that, where like I used to be in that mindset of like, oh, I overdid it, so let's restrict. And I would say my biggest mindset shift over the through maintenance is that it doesn't have to be that. Like, just get back to your normal habits, pick back up with your normal foods that you eat, enjoy your vacations, enjoy your favorite foods. Like, it doesn't have to be all or nothing.
Yeah. And my guess is having sort of the mindset of this is a long-term thing helps
Yes.
versus I need to get a transformation in 21 days and I need to, start my day one and end my day 21. And there's like a start and end date to things. And that can mess with our mindset. 'Cause it's like, oh, I can't screw up because, there's 5 days left. Like, really just coming into things, even though we do start and finish programs and, we like to do the before and afters, but it's having this long-term end goal. Like, it's healthy living. And then that way, when your birthday comes and you have the Chinese food and the
Yeah.
whoopie pies or whatever it was, and the vacations, like it's all good. You know how to
Yeah.
get back on track.
Yeah.
There was a question here from Sarah. She said, do you think being on the products is how you're keeping the weight off?
Um, Yeah, I think they play a major role in that, because I naturally have a sweet tooth. So it's finding a way to make your sweet tooth work for you, that doesn't leave me feeling deprived. And I will tell you, like, anyone who uses Energize, like, you're going to love it. You're like, for me, I used to drink an entire pot of coffee. Um, in the morning, and I actually swapped it out for Energize. So like I have an Energize, and I know like after I have my Energize, it's time to go and work out. And it's helped me to cut out the pot of coffee, and is also like giving me more water rather than more coffee, more inflammation, and all that stuff. So I know Energize is something like non-negotiable for me. I even have Energize on days that I don't work out. Like, it's my go-to cup of coffee in the morning. Um, do I think that someone can maintain a healthy weight without the products? Absolutely, because like maintenance is going to be whatever your habits are. Like, your habits are a good indicator of like what your future is going to look like. So, like, yeah, I know through the journey, I used to, when you said like the before and after, when I first started out, I used to be very much like before and after, before and after. And I remember I would get to day 21 of finishing like my second round of 21 Day Fix, and telling myself, I'm going to reward myself with Chinese buffet. And so I don't do that anymore. I don't feel that urge or that need to. And I think it's because like I found like healthy recipes that I can make at home that like fulfill that desire to have greasy Chinese food. Like, just over time, your desires change. And so I obviously am using the products now because that is what I use for my sweet tooth cravings. And it's helping. And the way that I look at it, yes, it is a cost, but there's also a cost if I stop at the gas station and buy a little Debbie treat. There's also a cost if I go to Starbucks and I buy a coffee. There's also a cost if I go to McDonald's and I get a double cheeseburger and French fries, like all things I used to do and now have shifted into, treating myself with something that supports, longevity and my health goals rather than is counterproductive.
Yeah. Yeah. Very well said. So, Jessica, what is life like now for you versus before?
Well, it's very different. It really does impact all those relationships around you. Like it's nice in those intimate moments with your spouse to not feel embarrassed. And, not that I'm saying like our life should be all about how we look or whatever, but the reality is like when you're carrying an extra 100 pounds, you don't feel that sexy. Um, and so there's that. I would say my confidence for sure. I used to be, like lacking confidence. And so I'll tell you this, I'm a pastor's wife, and I will say through the journey of releasing 100 pounds, I was definitely the person who, when I was heavier, I would never speak up in the room. I would always want to hide back. I was always putting a pillow in front of me, like it was going to hide the fact that I was carrying an extra 100 pounds. I was always the mom who like did not want to be in any pictures. Also in ministry, like I was nervous to be in front of people speaking. And I will say, like, through releasing that weight and letting it go, I feel like I have been able to blossom and grow into someone who is confident, who doesn't feel the need to hide behind pillows, like in a room full of people, or like I have speaking engagements at my church. And before that, like running ladies ministries and things like that, like I was terrified. So I feel like, yes, I like released the weight, but I also feel like I found my voice through the journey. So I don't know, exercising is such a confidence boost.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. This was so inspirational. And I think that everyone's going to get so much out of this. Is there anything like last minute words that you have for anyone, maybe who's like, thinking like, I don't know if I want to do this, like, what if this doesn't work for me? Anyone who's sitting on the fence, what would you advise them?
Well, I'll let you know that when my husband first signed up for the app, I was not happy about it. I actually said, what a waste of money. You could go to YouTube and like search some workouts there if you're looking for exercise. But really, with this, you're not just getting workouts. That's not what this is. You're getting a community of ladies who are going to uplift you and encourage you. And I needed that so desperately. I've tried to do workouts at home on my own, and I couldn't even make it through the warm up. But being part of like the groups and the community really helped me to show up in a different way. And I just want to encourage you that it doesn't have to be all or nothing. Like if you're thinking, I don't want to sign up because I've done so many things, I've already failed, like release that, let go of that mindset. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And just focus on one habit at a time. And really, with the products and services here, there's something for everybody to get started. When my husband started, he's also lost 100 pounds. When he finally committed to his weight loss journey, his first step was, let me just have Shakeology for breakfast. He lost 15 pounds by just swapping his 4 eggs with cheese and bacon and 2 slices of toast for making a Shakeology blended with fruit. Like that was his first 15 pounds. And then once he did that, then he was like, I think I'm going to start doing lift 4. So then he did a couple of rounds of lift 4. Now he does his own thing and he's doing the bodybuilding at the gym. But this was his starting place. This is what gave him that boost of confidence that like, I can stay consistent at this and just work on one habit at a time. You don't have to start all the things at once. Like I'm walking proof of someone who did not start all the things at once. You've got the rest of your life to work on intensity, just focus on the one habit at a time.
Ah, amazing. Thank you so much, Jessica. This was absolutely incredible. And I know that you have a big day tomorrow, so you
Yes,
are going to log off now.
I am.
Yeah, thank you so, so much. Really appreciate it.
Anytime.
And and we are going to pass it over to Michelle, and she just has a few slides just to share about the little nitty-gritty details about BODi.
Awesome. I did didn't know if I was unmuted. Sorry. Oh my gosh, I was actually getting emotional listening to Jessica. That was absolutely amazing. I can't even imagine how inspired everyone feels. So I'm just going to share a couple slides just so you can really see um, what BODi is. Now, I know a lot of you have maybe used BODi in the past, but if it's been a while, we actually have changed quite a bit. So I want to make sure that you really see what Jessica was talking about, that BODi, formerly Beachbody, if you were, around 5 years ago, we've changed our name to BODi because we encompass a lot more than just at-home workouts, just like Jessica said. First of all, yes, we do have at-home workouts, and they're the best that you can find. In fact, we were named the #1 fitness app in the world actually this year, which is such a cool honor. We have the best super trainers. We have thousands of workouts, over 80 full programs to choose from on our app. What I love about it is you literally can be 100 pounds overweight and find something on our app that is going to be suitable to you. But you can also be a fitness trainer, someone that's really, really advanced, and you will find something on there for you as well. We have nutrition, which I think that's what makes us a lot different than anything else out there. We have actually three comprehensive nutrition programs created for anyone and any personality. We have Portion Fix and To Be Mindset, which Jessica talked about both of those. And we also have something a little bit more in depth, which is called the Gut Protocol. So these are plans that will help you reach your goals, but they also really align with your personality. And the coach that you partner up with, or we are called partners now, they're going to help you find the program that is going to suit your lifestyle and whatever goals you have in mind. We also have a third piece to our platform now that is just new. It's about a year old, and it's our mindset portion. Something that BODi has understood over the years, or realized over the years, is if our mindset is not there, we're never ever going to be able to create any sustainable habits. And like Megan and Jessica mentioned, we are not about the quick fix. That is not what BODi is about. We are about creating healthy habits that will last forever. So we have a whole mindset platform inside our app where you can go and you can actually work on your self-improvement and your personal development. Every single Monday, we have a really cool, quick sort of jab that gives you this like motivation for the week. And there's also master classes that you can take that will help you improve your mindset, which I think really is key to finding success in any of this. And then, as Jessica said, over and over again, really, it's the positive community of support, accountability, and motivation that is going to be the differentiator between all the times that you've tried before and it hasn't lasted, and trying this one last time. And when I say one last time, because you're never going to have to start again. It is so cool to never have another Monday. And I can say for myself, I didn't necessarily think I needed a community until I had one around me. And then I realized how much that helped me stay on track, kept me accountable, and kept me excited to keep going. Even on the days when I wasn't perfect, I saw that not everyone had to be perfect, but we could all support each other in reaching our goals. Now, this is just a quick overview of the platform because I wanted you to see some of the changes if you haven't been on the BODi site for maybe a couple years. We now have a really simple, straightforward, streamlined platform. Everything's super easy to find. You just click your tab at the top, fitness, nutrition, or mindset, and it takes you exactly where you need to go. You are always going to see the programs that you have loved for years. So if you are as old as me and you remember Turbo Jam, you're still going to be able to find Turbo Jam on the BODi platform. But since Turbo Jam, there are hundreds more, and they are all there under featured programs. We also have a tracking device inside of the BODi app, which I think is really cool. Tracking is really important for our nutrition, no matter what sort of program you're doing. And having it right on your app is just so convenient. And we have a huge database. This is actually one of my most favorite parts of the app, is our huge database full of recipes. Now, I know this picture shows Shakeology superfood desserts, but we have recipes for everything. It's not just for our supplements. We have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's literally thousands. You can filter it to your sensitivities or the ingredient that you're using. It's really, really cool. As I said before, we have a workout for everybody. There is literally something for everyone inside this app, whether you're really into strength training. We have a whole new program called Dig Deeper that just came out this year. And it is literally heavy lifting, just like you see the muscle men on at the gym doing. There's cardio, there's low impact, yoga, bar. Every single type of workout that you could ever desire is on our platform. And our nutrition lifestyle programs, like I mentioned, this is no diets, no restriction. We encourage just a sustainable lifestyle and a positive health esteem. I think I went over this. I'm not even going to kind of repeat myself here. There's just everything on here. And I think the piece that's special is that your partner, the person that you get set up with, they're going to take you by the hand and give you resources to help you find the plan for you. And I don't know about you, but prior to Beachbody coming into my life, I was white knuckling it by myself. And I didn't really know where to turn. There was so much information out there and it was just super confusing. So I would try this and I would try that and I would try a plan off Pinterest. And it was just like I was never ever getting anywhere. When I finally landed on this and someone helped me realize, okay, this is going to be the best program for you. It's going to suit your goals. It suits your personality. I finally saw the success that I was looking for. So that is really what makes us different, is the support that you're going to get in choosing what's going to be best for you in your lifestyle. And then, of course, our mindset, which is with Brendan Bouchard, who, if you haven't heard of him, he is the #1 personal development guru in the world. And he partnered with us last year, which was really quite amazing. So we now have a growth day as part of our platform and all of this mindset work that you can do to really improve your mindset around these goals that you have and keep you going, keep you motivated. And it's a really cool addition to our platform. I loved that Jessica and Megan talked about our supplements because it is a big part of the sort of synergy of how everything that we have goes together. Now, these are just some of, I think I made these slides. So these are just some of my favorite supplements. I've been around BODi for 10 years, so I'm not going to lie. I actually use every single thing that BODi has. But some of our most popular are Shakeology, obviously, which is not to be confused with a protein powder. Shakeology is actually what I like to refer to as a vitamin powder. It's a vitamin shake. So yes, it does have protein, but it also has all the nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that you need in your day, plus tons of superfoods, lots of prebiotics and probiotics. So it's a really, it's a shake with a lot of nutrient synergy, making it different than a protein powder, which we do have. Jessica mentioned it, Recover, and that is our actual protein powder. We have collagen, beach bars, greens, Energize, 3-day refresh. We have tons of top quality supplements. And this is just a sneak peek. This is actually inside my community. All of our partners have different communities where they, keep all their clients accountable and share recipes and motivation, support each other. There's fun challenges, prizes and incentives. And I think the best part of our communities is that you find women or men. In mine, it is only women, but you find people like you. And I don't know about you, but it was hard for me to find people that were doing the same things or wanting the same things in their life until I found BODi. And when you start sort of surrounding yourself with other women that want the same things as you, it's really incredible how much motivation you have to keep going. Now, I really love that Jessica talked about she didn't try any of these supplements until her renewal came up, and she bought something called Total Solution Package. So we wanted to share the package options that you have to join us. She was actually referring to this annual BODi pack. So she was able to get her year's access to the platform, plus get some supplements for free. So this is actually our most popular offering. It's what most people start with, and it is because it's the total solution. You are getting the platform. So you're getting all the things that I just shared with you. You're getting your partner and her accountability group and all that support and motivation, but you're also getting your choice of supplements. So it basically gives it to you for free. So there's that annual BODi pack, which is obviously the best option. But if you're someone that isn't quite into commitment, which I understand, you might be further ahead to do the monthly BODi pack. So that just gets you into all that same stuff. You get access to a month of BODi, you get access to a month of a support group with your partner, and you get 20 servings of Shakeology. So you can try it and see if you like it. Now, until Friday, if you want to join us, we kind of have a deadline of Friday. You will get a $20 US or $24 Canadian promo off the annual. I can't take that discount off the monthly, but off the annual BODi pack, anyone that joins us before Friday, at the end of day Friday, will get that promo code from any partner that you purchase from. It's not just from me, it's from anybody. And we're just offering that to give you a special incentive to join us before the week end. And then you can jump in on Monday. We can help you get set up with your nutrition plan, the workout program that you might want to start with, or maybe you're just going to start with nutrition. As Jessica said, it's completely up to you. So there's that kind of special offering for anyone that joins before end of day Friday to get $20 US off that annual BODi package. And you have your option, you have your choice of whatever supplements you want. So the most popular package is this one in the picture where it gives you 20 servings of Energize, which Jessica's right. Energize is the most delicious thing in the world, and 20 servings of Shakeology. And that's it. We're just really super excited that you guys came, or if you are watching the recording, thank you for that as well. And make sure you reach out to your partner before Friday so you can take advantage of that little discount on your annual BODi package. I think that's it. Anything else, Megan? That's it. Awesome. And I know Jessica's not here anymore, but that was amazing. So big thank you to her as well. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much for joining us.